Hi guys, welcome back to the ND Johnson channel. Last time on the channel we talked about ethics because they're good and you need them if you're going to be a good Gooner. So yeah, we're done talking about ethics. Now, before you get into the nitty gritty, I just need you to also take a few things into account because contrary to non-popular belief, gooning can be bad for you. However, contrary to popular belief, it's not always bad for you. And if you think gooning is bad for you in general, you're just a fucking pussy. And I'm not going to tell you that you need to harm yourself because that would be a bad thing to do. With that being said, all I'm saying is that I'm not going to tell you that. So let's get right into the video, okay, guys? Well, first thing, and the most important thing you're going to need to take into account is that gooning does make you gay. Yeah, the Reddit post with all the fucking hypnosis and with the femboys and everything. Yeah, they're right. Gooning turns you gay. Like, before I was a gooner, I was by far the straightest man on earth, and now I'm barely the straightest man on earth. It's turning me gay little by little, okay? Like, I used to be disgusted at dudes' penises. I only started watching porn, and I was watching only lesbian porn because of how straight I was. I was just appalled at the sight of a penis, so I didn't want that. But now, every once in a while, I just put my thumb on a certain part of the screen. Hey, there's a tranny, and it's still pretty nice to me sometimes. Sometimes, on occasion, okay? But that doesn't make me gay at all. Another thing you're gonna want to consider is that it lowers testosterone. Actually, no, we're gonna get into that fucking later. No, I'm still gonna talk about how gay it makes you, okay? Because let me tell you about the first time I gooned to a tranny. Some people have already heard this story, but I was on N hentai. You know, like when source codes were a thing, you know, you'd be on TikTok and they'd be like, here's source codes for this character, okay? And I'll search them up. I seen an ad, and I wasn't able to tell that she had a penis from the ad because it was such a small window. I was like, hey, this video looks pretty fucking fire. So I clicked on it, loads of dick in my face. And I clicked off, obviously, because I was disgusted. But then that video stuck in my head, and low-key, it made me not mind it nearly as much. And that video was just stuck in my head for years, okay? Until I folded. So yeah, I'm definitely a little bit gayer now. But that's the wormhole that porn takes you to. I used to think hentai was weird because it's animated, it's not like real, you know. But then I started watching hentai after I started watching lesbian porn, and then regular porn, and then hentai, and then trannies. You just keep getting gayer and gayer, okay? Anyways, now we'll talk about how it lowers your testosterone. Now, professionals agree on this that it does, but most of them, however, say it's a small amount. Me, personally, because I'm just such a raging fucking testosterone monster, okay? I have very high levels of natural testosterone. But because I'm always yoinking my pointer, it goes down very much, okay? That's why I'm so skinny. That's why I'm so fucking skinny. You see those memes where a dude has, like, a massive right arm or something, and the rest of him is just regular or whatever? It's not true, okay? Unless you're jerking it and edging for, like, an hour, it's a net negative, okay? Every once in a while, I get in a really good jerk session and I actually get stronger from it. But most of the time, for me, the loss of testosterone is too much to get back. So whenever I go like 2 days or so without jerking it, I actually get like ripped. A fun fact about me. Another thing that Reddit was right about is you do get porn brain. Okay, so you really do gotta watch yourself so that you're not doing too much, so that it doesn't just fuck up your brain and make you look at women wrong, because it puts your gentlemanship at risk. And if you're not a gentleman, I'm not asking you to be like me, or like, I don't fucking know, Will Smith. But you should at least respect women. And if you don't respect women, I don't respect you, and I don't fucking like you. But if you're to be a gentleman, and my student, you're gonna need to watch the amount you do. You're gonna have to look out for porn brain. And also related to the brain is, it will fuck up like the way your head feels, bro. I had vertigo for like a straight year or so because of how far my gooning would go. I would get up, and holy shit, I felt like there was a bullet lodged in my skull because of how much I was fucking gooning. You're gonna have to start getting up real fucking slow like an old person if you goon that much, okay? Because it gives you headaches and vertigo, and etc. And another physical symptom is goon bumps, as I call them. I don't know what they are. I mean, sometimes it's pimples, sometimes it's zits. I don't think I've had any hemorrhoids, but basically, yeah, they encompass around my balls and my asshole. And there's so many of them and so many different types. So one time I popped one and pink stuff came out. And it was a really huge one. They can get like to your thigh. So I'm not sure really if it was a goon bump, but I think it was. Okay? And that shit scared the hell out of me because I was wondering why the fuck it was pink. But I got through it. I don't have any like really bad ones right now. That's why it's also very important to wash, especially your goon areas. But yeah, just watch out for goon bumps. You really don't want them. They fucking suck, okay? And they will stick like something that's like really fucking sticky, dude. Like Spider-Man. Fucking love Spider-Man. Anyway, yeah. That's bad. going back to the porn brain, I will say that this is like exaggerated when some people talk about it, but I think I give off the impression that like there are no drawbacks to gooning sometimes, but you can get addicted. I'm personally not addicted, but that's only because addiction's for pussies, okay? I can never be addicted to gooning. I just do it so much because I like it, and I don't frown at it, okay? But you can get addicted. And though I do say addiction is for pussies, I'm not gonna say that it's not a serious issue, okay? Because pussies are people too, or at least part of some like half, you know, like pussies, you know, like it's part of like half the people on Earth, you know, you get the joke? Okay, well, yeah. You'll stink like hell. You'll stink like hell unless you're constantly fucking washing, okay? Your fucking hygiene needs to be an 11 out of 10 if you don't want to smell like shit and continue gooning all the damn time, okay? And mostly I don't care about the way people look at me and shit. I mean, you see the shit I say on here. But, you know, it's best to avoid, and also maybe if what they're seeing in you is an objective truth, like the fact that you stink like shit, you should probably be making sure you don't stink like shit. But going back to, you know, the way people look at you, it's not an easy life us Gooners lead, okay? We're one of the most oppressed groups in fucking history. And I mean that, okay? The amount of shit I face on the daily because people are weirded out by me a little bit, the amount of people that have just fucking cut ties with me, it's fucking insane, okay? The majority of the world is against our view of life. It doesn't matter if we're not hurting anybody, okay? It doesn't matter if we're fucking still mentally sane. It doesn't matter to them, okay? Like, I think the way that Gooners are treated, I would rather be segregated from everybody else. I would rather us Gooners just be segregated than how we're treated by non-Gooners. Now, luckily, I'm not gonna say luckily because some Gooners are just fucking weird. They're just weird and they're not good people. But there are good Gooners out there, and it's a good thing that there are good Gooners out there a lot more these days. You know, but it comes with the price of there being bad Gooners, which is a net negative. But at least, you know, I'm just trying to look on the bright side of the fucking Gooner epidemic, okay? Because I have people I can talk to about how I play with my penis, okay? And I'm not going to get stoned for it like I would back in the day. So, you know, that's very nice. But if you're to be a true Gooner, you got to let that freak flag fly. You have to tell everybody, unless it's just like a really weird context. You have to tell everybody how much you play with your penis, okay? You can't be shy. And I know that's a lot to ask of you, but I'm not asking it from me, so you can do whatever the fuck you want. But for you, you should start telling people how you play with your penis. Alright, bye. Subscribe, like, comment if it's not fucking with the like to comment ratio.